I am done, girlfriend. I had a hysterectomy September 24th of 2025. I am 55 and I was having the most debilitating menstrual cramps on my left side. It felt like someone had a searing hot poker going all the way from my left ovary out through my back. And it was keeping me awake 3 to 4 nights a week because it would last. Once the cramps and inflammation started, I was popping Advil and Tylenol like Tic Tacs. I would have to stack each onto the other. I started developing debilitating migraines. Like I spent my birthday vomiting, nauseous, and my GY, I had imaging done. I had 8 fibroids, but they were all on the right side. So I was like, why am I getting this left-sided pain? And she said, well, I'm guessing you have undiagnosed endometriosis. So we talked about all the options, and it was like, it made the most sense to just take out my uterus and the fallopian tubes, but leave the ovaries. And I was already on a really nice cocktail of HRT. So it turned out I had adenomyosis, which is a sister to endometriosis. And after surgery, my pain from recovery of surgery was so much less than what I was experiencing day to day. Within 2 weeks, I was back walking 6 miles a day. I was like, I lost 5 pounds overnight because my inflammation was gone. Even post-operatively, I was less inflamed. That's how bad it was. I'm so grateful. And my surgeon was awesome. I was like, what do you say when I'm knocked out? Like, throw in a boob job, maybe a tummy tuck. He was like, no. But like the team was so great. I have the teeniest of teeny scars, and I don't even care about the scars. I'm so grateful not to be in pain all the time. But you know, it's interesting, even though I was on a really awesome hormone cocktail, we reduced my estrogen, but we bumped up my testosterone, and my progesterone's about the same.
Interesting I do now recall your episode, I think with Dr. Carrie Jones, and you were talking about adenomyosis and the pain that happens when you get fibroids. It's real. This is where a lot of women struggle, especially in this perimenopause phase too. And it seems to be getting worse at times as their hormones are fluctuating. But what a lot of menopause doctors or coaches these days, not when you're in the menopause space, usually they're trying other things first, like progesterone or an IUD or other things. Did you try some of those before? Because you said you were on hormone therapy anyways, right?
Yeah, I'm actually on 450 milligrams of sustained release progesterone. So
because the higher dosage. Yeah.
Yeah, because my insomnia was so bad. I had Lyme and mold, and I have had a lot of insomnia struggles. So it's so much better now because I don't have the inflammation going on in my body. I mean, we cannot underestimate the impact that systemic inflammation has on our nervous system, on our gut. My gut was also really inflamed and pissed off. It's much better now. It's fascinating.
I imagine then you've probably tried all the low-hanging fruit, just didn't work, and then there comes a time you just go. And people who have been in so much pain and struggling, and they tried everything, the relief that they get, unbelievable. And it is life-changing. And I know chronic pain more than anyone else because I had osteoarthritis and hip pain and chronic, and it's debilitating. And I have so much more empathy for anyone living with chronic pain. I hate that I had to go through it, but at the same time you go, well, there's probably some lessons to be learned here. And when you I had two hip replacements, which at 54, now I'm 55 like you, but I just was, my life is completely different now when you live pain-free. And I tried the hormones and then the low-hanging fruit. Who wants an operation, right? I think most people who get in this situation have tried it all. Surgery usually is the last resort.
That being said, there's no shame in it, obviously. And look at the relief it brought to you and to me. And yes, I have a functional medicine GYN, Dr. Suzanne Fensky. She's one of my dear friends. And we did everything. She said to me, you are my most educated patient. Like I came to her with solutions too. I mean, we partnered together. We did everything. And I was doing castor oil packs and an anti-inflammatory diet and turmeric and ginger, all the things. When you have 8 fibroids and one's the size of a kiwi and one's the size of a golf ball, like it's not going to go good. No amount. There comes a point, and this is where we all have this reckoning, right? Because we're like, functional medicine can fix it. And there's almost like this arrogance around it. And I'm calling myself out on this. I can fix everything. And you know what? We can't. Sometimes that's the hard, honest truth. Some things work really well for people. Others, it does not as at all. I have patients with Ehlers syndrome. Some women
What's that? Sorry, what is
it's
that?
a connective tissue disorder, and it causes just a host of complications and chronic pain and pelvic floor collapse, rectal prolapse or uterine prolapse, severe constipation, pains out the wazoo. I have a patient with Ehlers-Danlos who hormones saved her life. And then I have another who tried HRT and could not tolerate it at all. It made her feel like a dumpster fire. So it's like everyone is so different, and we have to take into consideration bioindividuality. What's your genetic makeup? What are your detox pathways looking like? What does your inflammation look like? What does your gut function look like? So everyone is so unique, and one woman's hormones are another woman's poison sometimes, or one woman's hysterectomy is another woman's joy. Some women do terribly after hysterectomies, but I was on already so much support, but I definitely still felt like something's still off. I added in 400 milligrams of CoQ10. I added in 5 grams of creatine a day that I'll probably push up to 10, and I take taurine. I did have to redo my supplements a bit after hysterectomy because I'm still, believe it or not, like your body's still recovering. I'm still fatigued a lot. And I'm like, duh, you just had a surgery a couple months ago. Just because you went home the same day doesn't mean it's not a surgery.
Sometimes we're in this health and wellness space, or even the biohacking space, and we want to supercharge everything. We want to go faster. We have the tools, we have the resources, and so we get a little impatient. I think sometimes we think our expectations are so high, but we're still human, and these extra things that we do can only go so far. I think in some ways, some things would help us get better, but we kind of still get very impatient after a surgery. Just want to get your life back together again.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I asked Suzanne, I was like, did I do this to myself? Because I did early intervention HRT, but my body needed it and benefited from it. And I did add estrogen into my protocol, even though my periods up until 6 months before my hysterectomy, they were somewhat still regular, but I did add in estrogen. So I was like, shit, did I fuel this? She was like, no, not at all. This is just a product of perimenopause. And I looked again to my mom, who had a fibroid the size of a grapefruit. She had a hysterectomy when she was 49, and she was not on any estrogen whatsoever. So we do get these estrogen spikes. Our estrogen can be in perimenopause 200 in the morning and 1100 by 2 p.m. We get these massive surges. I always say it's the ovary's final hurrah. It's like the fireworks finale, and your body is kicking out these bursts to try and raise your circulating estrogen levels. That's also why women tend to pack on extra body fat and that menopause, because fat and cholesterol are precursors to hormones. Is it possible that the estrogen replacement that I added in have exacerbated the fibroid growth? It could have, but it's very likely that I had fibroids long before I even went on HRT, and just was a byproduct of perimenopause. I also had like ruptured cysts. I almost went to the ER one Thanksgiving Day one year when I was hosting, of course, like 15 people that day. It was just like excruciating. And that was even before I was on estrogen. So it's unknowable, but I would still say the benefits of early intervention HRT far outweigh the downsides, because we lose the most, and you speak to this all the time in your Instagram, we lose the most amount of muscle and bone in the last 2 years of perimenopause. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows that, and we lose them so quickly. Nobody knows that. They think it happens in our 60s. I'm like, you should be getting a baseline bone density test in your 40s, between 42 and 45, not 65. Woman, doctor literally told her to change sex positions. I'm not even kidding. That enrages me. I mean, we laugh because it's so horrific, but it enrages me. Or they're told it's all in their head. I can't even tell you, this is like what kills me, is how many women say, I must be crazy. No, like, when is a woman ever wrong about what is going on inside of her body? My famous gaslighting story, I referenced earlier that I had insomnia. Well, I had severe Lyme and mold toxicity, and was also probably in the beginning of perimenopause. And I went to this doctor sobbing. I was getting 2 to 4 hours of broken sleep a night. That's it for years. So I go to the doctor and I am just a mess. He literally handed me a copy of the Kabbalah, which is a book of Jewish mysticism. I am Jewish and he was Jewish. Told me to put it under my pillow and then handed me a prescription for Xanax and said, don't worry, it's not addictive. P.S. It's highly addictive. So it was devastating. Like when women are gaslit, the implications for what unfolds in her life are tremendous because she shuts down. She starts internalizing messages from someone who doesn't know her or doesn't know her body and then says, well, I must be crazy. Or they all say, not all, but a lot of women say, well, I guess I have to live with this the rest of my life. This is just the rest of my life now, even though they're not sleeping, they've gained weight, they're exhausted, they have no libido, they can't listen to their husband's breathing or chewing. They want to kill everyone and they wake up 10 pounds heavier without changing a thing. And they feel like they are a shell of themselves watching their lives pass them by. To actually reprogram women to understand that there is a light at the end of the vaginal tunnel and that they don't have to tolerate shit menopause care and that they can actually demand more for themselves. Like they literally come back